Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Made in 300 pieces for the 2016 model year, this is the Breitling Superocean Heritage Chronograph Special Edition. It is 46 millimeters in blackened DLC stainless steel, 16.2 millimeters thick, and 56.4 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip with a 24 millimeter spacing between the lugs. The watch is substantial, and as you can see, it's fitted with a Steibe manufactured full blanket chainmail bracelet, often known as Shark Proof or Shark Hunter. It's a vintage look and beautifully made, paired with straight bars. It completes the heritage-inspired look of the Superocean Heritage. So this is a watch that's a throwback in many regards, though size is not one of them. It is big. It is a modern, oversized diving chronograph. We're going to throw it on my wrist. You're going to get a look at it. The Superocean Heritage line launched in 2007 alongside the more contemporary Superocean and Colt line dive watches. The Heritage harks back to the original reference 1004 Breitling Superocean of the late 1950s, and you can see that it's got the basic look, but it is much larger. My wrist is 16 centimeters circumference, and this is a 46 millimeter watch, so it's about the size of an IWC Big Pilot. You're going to want a wrist of at least my size to wear this. You can see it's fitting on my wrist, but if your wrist were any smaller, you're going to have considerable lug overlap on the sides. Let's take one last look down the barrel. I'm at the limit here, though I could wear this comfortably. If your wrist is my size, you're going to wear this well. Steibe, a company that makes bracelets in chainmail, they're pretty much the only game in town. So they're going to make the bracelets, for example, for Breitling and Omega both, and they start with an enormous sheet, woven sheet of this chainmail. Then they cut it to size, and you can see it does have a little bit of a taper to it. Then they finish the cut edges to remove all of the burrs. It is a simple thing to size. As you can see, it uses conventional screw-fixed removable links, and that on both sides with many small cross-section removable links. You're gonna find the right size, and it's a wonderful silky thing. It vents well on the wrist, dries quickly when wet, and feels more like a piece of fabric than chainmail. We've got a single fold deploying clasp, and you can see it's actually polished internally and satin finished externally. Uses a clamshell for locking, and then internally, if you want to fine size this a little bit more, you have a couple of divots drilled in the clasp, and you can use your strap tool to change the anchoring point of the bracelet inside of the clasp. Jumping back to the case, you can see it has those strong heritage-inspired lugs. The lugs are definitely stepped out from the case band. You'll never mistake the two. They are sculpturally separate. One feature Breitling uses to make the watch a little bit thinner without cropping the lugs is it allows the lugs to rise up about a quarter of the way up the bezel, and it sinks the bezel down so that the watch can wind up being a little bit thinner without unduly cropping the lugs. They have a nice long flow to them, and the bezel sits down below their peak. The bezel has a sharp outer knurling that makes it a pleasure to grip. Take a quick look. You can see screws fix this bezel to the case. This is known as captive bezel construction, and it's something that Breitling and Zinn and a couple of other sports watch brands do to make their bezels more durable. A screw-fixed captive bezel can't be snapped off accidentally the way a Tag, Omega, or Rolex bezel can. Now we have an anodized aluminum insert inside the bezel because this is a Superocean 1. We'll do a quick loom shot so you can see. The one oddity with the first generation Superocean Heritage, and this is that it doesn't have a loomed bezel pearl, so you can use it as a timing instrument by day, but you can't actually see the bezel relative to the hands at night. Now you will note that the bezel is minimally calibrated. We have applique indices but no numerals, and the same is true of dial and bezel, I should say. The dial and the bezel both have indices without numerals, and this is exactly as it would have been in the 1950s and early 60s. You would have had hash marks on the bezel but no actual numbers. Now the indices are applique, and they make this a more upscale watch than the original reference 1004 Superocean. The dial has a lovely electric blue sunburst, applique Breitling logo, sunken sub-registers in black with white chapped rings, and the timepiece can be used to time two events concurrently, one with the chronograph and then one with the bezel. I should also mention the watch has subsidiary setting modes, such as, for example, hacking or stop seconds, and then there is a quick set so you can rapidly cycle the date. The hands at center are satin finished, so they have a muted profile that matches the indices and the sub-registers and contrasts nicely with the explosive, vibrant blue of the dial. Not a whole lot to see underneath the case back. You can see individual numbering out of 300. The watch is 200 meters water resistant. What's inside is what Breitling calls caliber 13. You can see M. M is Breitling's code for DLC, blackened stainless steel. Then we have 13, which is the name of the movement inside. It's Breitling 13, which is a ValShoe 7750. Then we have that 3 after it, which means it's chronometer certified. And you can see this is a special edition. It says so around the case back. It is a 7750 in chronometer spec, which means automatic winding, unidirectional winding action, 42 hours of power reserve, hacking seconds, quick set date. You've got that 5-position adjustment and chronometer certification. And it is a chronograph that uses a cam system for actuating its functions. Then it uses a lateral clutch for engagement. So it's very traditional, very tough architecture. And Breitling tunes the cam particularly well. It feels as crisp as a column wheel in this instance because this is a Superocean heritage. You can see we have pump-style pushers and no crown guard structure, but I've never seen someone shear a crown while a watch is actually on the wrist, so I don't consider that to be much of a liability. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.